Well, hello and welcome back. Today we're just continue on playing Krastorio 2, and right now we're just getting, some research set up so we can actually start, improving our ore production. Mainly iron at the moment because, we need it, but for now, just get that done and start bringing things around to be able to, red circuits down so we can actually start getting a few more machines being made up onto my belt here. It's not too many red circuits, it don't have too much, but just gotta weave it around a bunch of other things, make sure they're all coming down. With that, we can actually go and start looking into getting some electric furnaces up and running, which takes a little bit, but we just need to clear some space out and get the assembly machine down to be able to build it. Which means we're going to need red circuits, the stone bricks, and a few other. Just one other thing, and it should work out. So that bring down the red circuits, feed that in, feed in the steel plates, and also need to feed in stone bricks, which we'll grab from this small furnace up here, which later on I just, we'll expand out to an electric furnace to get it running a bit faster. And with that, we actually got all that research done, so we can actually get a few things going here, namely, mineral oil pumps, because I'll probably need those in the future, so it's better to have some built up, ready to go, than later. But that works out, and we can start thinking about how we're going to transport things around, which, with the rail network, I can easily make use of that. And seeing that I've already got a basic rail book here, we can easily make use of that and just, get a whole bunch in it. Because we've got corners, we've got basic stations and fluid stations, so that works out. So we just bring this all the way down to, as an example of what I can do here, and just bring this up because, thinking this is a pretty good spot which will skirt by just about everything. With that, I can start getting down where I want my smelting array is going to be. And so I made this quick one, which is just the length of what my train is going to be, which is about 10 carriages. And then, need to add in and find enough way so I can actually expand this out more into my weighing bay, and then get the stations down, which is going to be a bit interesting part, but it's just coming up with how I'm going to do it, which at the moment seems to be just going around this corner and all that. Let's go come up with design, which, we could get the length appropriate here, which is going to be that much, but still need to get everything in, because I also want to make it tileable as well, being able to pull everything out, which is a bit of a pain to get working, but we did get one design down, and so get placed down with each of them having 8 warehouses, which we can all pulling out via being loaded by the loaders. That's great. And so with that blueprint down, we can actually figure out where I'm going to do it. I have 3 of them down there, one for iron, copper, and rare metals. Probably might need more for stone and whatnot, but I can easily expand that out later. With that, we can also come through with a ore processing I've got, which enriches the iron or the ores with sulfuric acid and then smelts it down to a full belt. So each one of these takes in 2 red belts to give me 1 red belt, takes in 2 red belts of ores to give me 1 red belt of plates, which is a lot, but hey, it works out. So place 8 of them down because, rare metals take a different acid to actually enrich them. So that's fun. And there's also a forest here, which I will just grenade down because it's the easiest way to get rid of them. But also need to start thinking about how I'm going to route the ore over, which is actually not too hard because I did leave plenty of space here to be able to pull out from these stations. 8 belts per, so that kind of works out. But I'm just going to quickly throw down the connecting belts. So all this all the way back up. So for the first 4 belts are going to be for, first 4 lines are going to be for iron, the next 4 are going to be for copper. Just checking length and see, the red belts can actually get past all 8 of these, which works out nicely. And also the station's being designed in such ways so that it's an even pull out from all of the warehouses. So hopefully if this works out, we should have in even draw using an 8x8 balancer. Also get the other ones like templated down so I can actually build them up when I need to. But for now, this actually works out very nicely. Just very basic spacing so I can actually see how things run. And just get a quick copy and paste. Realizing, yeah, that's only 7 there. I actually needed 8. So I forgot about this last bottom one here. But now with that, copy this, paste this down into here so I can actually get lined up and connected up for what will eventually be it. And next up, get air purifiers being researched and built up, because those are actually going to be useful to prevent my pollution cloud from expanding really fast. So bring down everything I need, which isn't too much. Mainly just need plastic and, well, definitely running out of belts here, but got plenty of iron, so that's fine. Get the plastic, got the iron, the steel stuff, and also red circuits, all being fed in to be able to get, well, the air purifiers. And just make sure everything goes down. Don't forget the motors as well, which is annoying because we don't have enough engines. But hey, it's working. With that, we can start moving on to our next situation, which is, what's it doing again? I can't remember. But clearing out some space. I think it was, I did install another mod in between, which was the advanced fluid handling, because, well, I do like that for fluid handling. But yeah, but this was where I'm actually getting the engines upping the engine production by quite a little bit, not too much. Figuring out that, yeah, I can have like what? All the engines and pipes being on the same belt, because why not? So we get all those going in and feeding with just iron, and 1 gear production is enough to feed 5 engines. So that works out. Make sure everything's lined up nicely, and just need to connect up power and the iron into here, which that's looking pretty decent. And now can connect the, well, oil refineries up to water, because I did have this designed up in such a way so I could actually easily add them on. So I can easily switch this over to advanced oil refining, which is what I do here. And now we actually can get the advanced fluid handling stuff made, which tends to be very simple because we just need to make the swivel joints and all the other ones. And we did get all the research done for up to the tier 3 ones, so that's pretty decent. So simple as we get the connectors and the pipe, underground pipes, whatever's appropriate ones, and it all just requires iron and steel. Don't even need to worry about pulling out from the tier 1 and 2s because we're making tier 3s, because why not? Now we can get all the appropriate assembly machines for all the heads and underground sections. Get them being fed in, the swivel joints being fed up to the top, and of course we also need to make sure everything's routed around correctly. Initially thinking, yeah, this will work out because the output from the other ones will all go into the same belt, until I realized that, yeah, I also need to get an output into chest for storage, so underground belts to the rescue there, and also realizing that, yeah, also don't need the first 2, so can easily just remove them and have it all going in this way and the belt coming up like that. Nicely. And all we need to do, feed everything in and get the iron and steel. We also need the gears for the swivel joints, but hey, that works out. So we just bring a iron and steel belt into the center here, and that will be enough to actually feed everything, which we just have to have an iron steel belt right here. So feed that in and bang, get it all powered up. And don't forget the outputs for the underground parts as well, which we don't show in here, but we do get that. And now we can actually start building up our rail network for the smelting and iron mining. It's going to do the very basic down to about here, should be fine. Make sure we have the rails going in the appropriate direction, which I don't think that first one's not going in the correct direction. It needs to be reversed, because left is going up and right is going down. And this is the output, so I want to make sure that it can go back to the way they came, because this is a smelting ray. So just get all the rails placed down, which is a little bit, so we can actually get things running here, which honestly I'm happy with how this is, apart from the fact there's so many trees and rocks and everything. I don't expect this top part to be in use at the moment, but hey, it's working. Oh, so much to clear out, but getting through it all. So it's all well and good. Now we can just get into the rest of the rails being done. Because with 3 stations, it doesn't take too long, because the rail laying tool is so helpful. That should be able to then start signaling up a few of the areas as well, because no, think about warehouses to build them up. We don't have enough of that, but before that, we can get the signals in. And the usual thing with signals is what? Chain signal going in, normal signal coming out. Generally does stop a backup, but you've also got to make sure the block sections ahead and there you're going. The chain signal is, or normal signal is enough space for one of your full size trains to fit in. It can be a bit of a pain, which is why I put a rail signal at least 10 wagons away from here. So that works out fairly nicely. Now, with the having gathered enough steel, we can start building up everything else here. So we'll get at least the first, smelting array set up to actually get some iron coming through again. But we did bring enough of the machines and to be able to get all of them. Just might not have enough belts, because transport can tend to get a bit expensive when you're dealing with the red ones, but this works out. Plenty of splitters and everything. It may seem a bit weird to do that, because at the end it's only getting through, but once all these chemical plants get filled up with iron, it actually works out fairly nicely. Then you get the other one fed in, and yep, each side is about half a belt, so just have them all fit into one belt and we should have full belt throughput. There's so many inserters. Probably could have actually made use of some loaders here as well, but we've got inserters and that works out. So if all that done, just need to make sure that we have the belts coming in from the station for my loading, and get the 8x8 balancer here, which ensures that we have even drawing from all the warehouses. Just quite a bit to get everything down, because I don't have robots yet. I do have I did get the research done, which you can probably tell, but I want to get the personal robot report, which is going to require me to have to get military science first, so this will have to wait a little bit before we get there. But with that, we can get the warehouses done, placed in, and all the loaders to unload the train. Just quickly click and drag so you can just go through and remove everything else from in between. And just about get everything done here. Turns out I forget to actually get everything done, or I think I just ran out of belts. Yeah. But that will evenly draw out from all the warehouses, and now we can just go through and get the rest of the chemical plants done here. So like I said before, the first 4 of these are going to be for iron, but here we switched it over to enriching the copper, because both iron and copper enrichment both use sulfuric acid. So quickly just get those set up, and also throw down all the electric furnaces as well, which I'm going to switch these ones over to copper, not smelting the enriched copper into plates. But once that's done, let's copy and paste it so we can keep the settings placed over to the appropriate ones. And then go through and place the rest of these 100 odd furnaces, because each smelting ray takes like 48 furnaces or so to be able to do this. It can be a bit of an annoying nuisance to place down, but hey, we got that done. And there they all are, apart from the iron ones, which quickly paste down. Having plenty of them, just being able to do this makes it very easy to place everything down. Just don't have enough belts or a few other things, but hey, this works out. And that you can see here, yeah, that all works out. And we go proceed to just place the warehouses down, which is only what, 16 to place. Very simple, and make sure everything is singled up properly so we don't have any issues in the future. Could be missing a few things here, but hey, it should work out. So now we have plenty going on here. And then I actually need to clear out a few of the, preemptively clearing out a few of the bideness by doing the good old turret creep. Having plenty of turrets and ammo, and just get rid of it all. Go back through and repair up the turrets that were damaged and pick them all up. I did proceed to do this like for 4 or 5 other bases that were too close for my liking for my pollution cloud, so that works. With that all done, we actually were able to go back and grab the advanced fluid handling stuff so we could actually get everything done. It does make it a lot easier because you're able to have underground belts that connect to each other and also feed into the chemical plants or fluid ports. So, getting everything done, placing them appropriately, water lines going in there. We already got the sulfuric acid done a bit earlier, and having them all connected to a singular line to work out. And then just need to figure out how I'm going to get a few power over, which means I need medium electrical pulse, which we make up. And also, water. Initially I'm thinking I was going to just pump all the water in from over here, which would work out because then we'd have a pump offshore pump being powered by a windmill, but that changes once I've learned that, well, dirty water processing gives out the exact same amount of water that is being used in making it. So once we get that system charged with water, it should be equal. And now we can actually finish off getting the oil process up and running. First off, I want to get the sulfuric acid being produced, which just the amount required to feed all those chemical plants. It turned out to be 3 chemical plants. So, and the chemical plants needed like 2 chemical plants to feed the sulfuric acid to be able to produce it. But with all these, it's very easy to get everything set up. So you have the petroleum gas coming into the sulfur, produces water going in there as well, just hooking up to the water line further up, and get everything done. Now we just need to bring iron over. We've got an iron and automation core line coming in here. So split it off and just use an underground belt to actually just grab the iron, so we don't have anything else coming over. That connects all up to power, and it's able to produce sulfuric acid, but we don't have the oil coming through. So we just need to get cracking in to be able to make sure it doesn't stop based off what we've got. Leave enough space for everything to come in. So initially I just start off with 4 heavy oil and 6-7 light oil cracking. Thinking that should be enough, considering that we have more light oil than heavy oil. And then, well, I need to actually go through and get all the inputs connected up. And it's another reason why I like this, because the advanced fluid handling, because it shrinks down the size that you need for the oil processing here. Because you can have just one line right next to it, next one down, so it's only 3 space for everything needed. At least with this way. And so that we should see everything getting connected up with the heavy oil and the light oil going into the appropriate cracking, and then also water as well. We need a 4-way to be able to get the heavy light oil in, but that works out. Connect up the heavy oil and the water for them as well, which just so happen to line up here perfectly, so that's where you can also make use of one of the 1-2s undergrounds. Feeds in, gets everything fed up and powered up, and bang, that's the oil processing done. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep up at least for the sulfuric acid production, which should be. Now, sulfuric acid and all that being produced, we can feed the sulfuric acid down to the smelting arrays to be able to enrich all the ores. Just go get this distance right so we don't run into the smelting array. So line it up and keep it going down. And with these T3 underground belts, pipes, they actually have a connection range of 30 tiles, so it's pretty good. So just bring this down, connect up to the pre-existing sulfuric acid line, and then to where I'm starting to second guess and make sure that the sulfuric acid is making its way to all the belts, which it was except for the left side, because bottom left one, because I forgot to place an underground pipe there. But this is where I start second guessing, having figured out that, well, we don't really need to do it that way, because otherwise we'd have to deal with excess water. So we just feed the line for the water and dirty water back up to the top side here, which I've already got the connections in, and have that going to a spot where I'm going to have the filtration plants, which this takes a while to actually get everything up there to get the appropriate spacing, but cover a lot of distance quickly. So very far. This works out nicely though. With that, we've got the cliff going in the way, and that is like kind of part of my defenses, so I want to be a bit careful around it. But got that done here, and we can start thinking about the filtration plants. So first off, we just get 4 of them down and set them to filtering it into iron ore, because at this stage you can never have too much iron ore. Eventually I'll need to switch over to copper or probably a few other ones, but hey, quick connect those up. And for the exporting, we just have, belts feeding in. Probably don't need to do it that way, but hey, we'll be getting stone and iron ore out from these at not a very slow rate, but it is consistent, so just need to figure out how to get over to where the iron ore and stone could make use of, which makes use of quite a few underground belts here to get over, and shifting over a few things, but we're able to pass this through my pseudo mall here and get this run up to where my iron ore and stone are being passed in here, which initially I did forget to add a filter in to filter out the stone, but that works out. And also the iron mine I got up there, it runs out, so I do clear it out as well, repurpose the electric miners and underground belts and everything for the bigger iron patch. So that works out, but with this we've realized I want to be able to keep a certain amount in, so an underground pump will actually help out into a tank, because then that way I can actually specify how much is going in. So get that made up and then realize, yeah, I don't really have a way of controlling it without the circuit network. I can get everything placed down in the appropriate spot here, but I need a circuit network to be able to do that, which is annoying. And try seeing if I can preset up, but we don't have access to the fluids here, so it's fluid signals, so, and also figure out, it's not the best spot to put it there, so we'll put the underground pump here with another one underneath, connect that up like so, wait for the circuit network to be done, and also make sure the water is actually going out to the rest of the network. But once that's done, get some copper to be able to make a red cable, which copper's all the way up here, yeah. And we can use a singular red cable to connect the underground pump up to here and specify if there's less than 1,000 water in there, put more water in. So that should self-charge the system up. I don't know how much water I'm going to want in there, but it works out. And with that, we come down here and we can see that, yes, there is water in the network here, which is great. And then figure out now we can actually figure out where the best spot is to put air filters, because you kind of want them on chunk borders, so bring up the tile grid so we can actually see where the chunk borders are, because the air filters only pull from the chunk that they're in. So go down, get a basic setup for how I'd actually have the processing be done, which the process cleaning has to be done in a assembly machine 2 or higher. And so get that done. I'm just thinking, how do I go further? But nah, we'll just bring this back up and around for this at the moment. With that figured out, we can actually get the train station in, which we'll either just call it iron ore request for the smelting array. And we also did feed a line in from the fuel we had being produced earlier up there, which is not much, but it's enough to keep it in. We split off and load it up and get this being sent off. Or at least being prepared to go back. Because I still need to go down there and actually get the mining site being set up. So we've got enough here to actually be able to take us down here, which taking the train is a whole lot faster than just running down there myself. So I did already get a little bit of a few things done here. So we get the other station set up to be the iron ore active provider, and just set this up with the 8 warehouses. And because I'm running a bit low on the insert, I'm only putting like 2 loading into the train at a time here. I think I could make do, but I also wanted to keep some to actually load into the warehouse. So that works out, and now we just need to get the 8 lines from the miners into the 8 warehouses evenly. So just go to an 8 to 8 balancer and get this fit in, which took a little bit of finagling, maybe because that middle row there just sticks out, but able to get enough in with stepping the belts down and getting that hooked up. And also a bit of careful maneuvering of belts through here because, well, we need an underground belt to go past all those, but we're able to get 3 belts past that tiny gap here. And we just need to, well, connect all 8 of these belts up into the appropriate inputs for the balancer, which isn't too hard to get the ghost down to get that built up. Especially with that last one, which probably didn't really need it. Could have gone for a 7 to 8 one, but hey, this works, and now we just build it up. It's not as complicated as in previous ones, so we can easily just go through and get made up. Actually, no, it's the exact same one, but get all that done, and we can start building up the rest of our mining outpost here. And because this is all flush, it takes a lot of underground belts to be able to get this running, but get that all placed down and get the belts and miners and power pools in. And I'm not actually the exact throughput that these would provide, but it does provide me with plenty to work from here. And yeah, running out of belts, so get this side in and yeah, make sure it's all powered up as well, seeing how many we've got. And initially thinking, yeah, that'll work, but realizing that I misplaced the first one. It needed to actually go down one more miner. So get it done, get those all placed up, get the appropriate belts in, and then put it in actual mining drills we've got, which then that works out. I just need to connect it up to what our potential power grid is and get this all surrounded with a bunch of air purifiers to be able to keep the pollution at bay here. Make sure it lines up with trunk borders, and yeah, get it all surrounded. I might not have enough, but hey, if it works, it works. Figuring out where I can easily line these up because, well, I want plenty of them here, and so it turns out to line up very nicely here. So place those down, we get the assembly machine 2 and the cleaning of the air purifiers up in this top right corner, which we also do connect up the water and dirty water inputs and outputs to the existing lines, and also get them all, the air purifiers all connect up with an input and output from each of them. So that kind of works, but not really. So I've done all of that, and make sure we load it up with some air purifier filters, which I'm probably going to need more of, but this works. You can see this all works. So now we just need to connect it all up to power, and we can see, yeah, that's going to use quite a bit of power here, but it starts running, and we can come down here and see, well, that thing power's running smoothly, and also that the electrical mine drills are mining up the iron ore. And the pollution kind of is working, but I don't have enough filters. And now, you can see here that yes, the train does work, and we take it over, and it easily unloads everything here. Just got to connect up the rest of the belts to make sure. And yep, we've got 8 belts coming out, splitting into 2 at the moment, and yeah, definitely more air filters down there. But with this, we got them all being filled in, and everything is running smooth the way I want it to. So, probably just call it the end of the episode here. So that, I'm going to say thank you all for watching. If you liked what you see, then you can always comment, like, subscribe down below, and if you want to, you could also come join me over on my Discord or my Twitch. I stream every day over on twitch.tv/expert12 every Monday through Friday. And that, thank you all again for watching. Have a wonderful day, and it's Expert12 signing out. See ya!